Morning. Here we are again. Here we are again. I just turned the air on. Man, it gets sweaty in this room. This wall is more window than anything. So here in Vegas, it gets pretty hot. So that's the only bad thing about this studio room is it gets hot. But anyway, forgive me if you see any sweat dripping off my face. I came in here and sat down and I'm like, damn, it is burning up in here, dude. But anyway, here we are again, another Saturday morning. It is Saturday, right? Okay. Another Saturday morning. Has anybody experienced anything cool this past week? Got any cool things coming up next week? We're going to Florida next week. It's going to be interesting. The only thing that's a little bit of a bummer is Leah says she's looking on the weather, and the weather says thunderstorms when we're there. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how accurate that is. I know the weather out here isn't accurate at all. Isn't accurate at all. So I don't know how accurate her whatever she's looking at is for Florida, but I told her though, she's scared of thunderstorms. She doesn't like thunderstorms. They freak her out. But out here, they're like nothing. Thunderstorms out here in the desert are like nothing, you know? Out on the East Coast, though, whew, especially down south, ooh, she ain't never seen one of those thunderstorms. Oh, man. She ain't seen one of those, boy. See, out here, especially in Arizona, I guess they call them monsoons or whatever in the summertime. And like at nighttime, they happen at night, and the lightning flashes are like off the scale, dude. But it's silent. It don't make no noise. I'm like, how in the world do you all? There's all this lightning in the sky, just lighting the sky up, but you don't hear nothing. You don't hear nothing. Out there on the East Coast, dude, one bolt of lightning, boom, rattle the walls, dude. And every time she hears thunder, she gets scared. She freaks out. Like, you know, you'll hear a little bit of thunder rumble outside. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's like a long ways away. She'll be like, oh no. It freaks her out, you know. I told her, I was like, if that scares you, be ready. The thunderstorms on the East Coast ain't no joke, boy. You know, so that could be interesting. It could be interesting. But anyway, yeah, next week we're going to Florida. The Airbnb that we got has it's on the beach. It's on the beach, so there's like a beach view. I'm hoping, I didn't really look too close at the pictures, but I'm hoping to be able to like do some videos with that beach view behind me, you know? I think that'll be cool. Good morning, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to yet another little blab fest. What's going on? Hold on tight in Florida? Oh, okay. All righty. I will hold on tight. Haven't been in so long, though, you know? Haven't been in a long time. Well, yeah, I'll be doing some videos from there, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. I might chat in the mornings. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if, like, I don't know how small or big the place is. $500 a night, so I hope it's not like a small place. That would kind of not be cool, but that's also too probably for the beach view. But if the place is big enough and I'm free to like get up in the morning while everybody's still asleep and make some noise, then I will. I'll chat in the mornings, but anyway. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna go visit my mom. Haven't seen her in 6 years. Haven't seen anybody in my family, y'all. Nobody. The path that I was on, that's just what it required. I detached from everything and everyone and said, all right. Took my hands off the wheel. I said, all right, universe, take me where I'm supposed to go. I'm not letting nothing or nobody tie me to nothing, you know? So I completely cut my whole family off, cut everybody off. And then, phew, I was just like a feather in the wind from that point, you know? And I haven't seen anybody in my family. And to be 100% honest with you, I'm gonna be all the way real. I don't give a shit if I see anybody in my family ever again. I really don't. That may sound horrible. That's just the way I feel. I really don't care. I would like to see my sister again, and I do want to see my mom again, you know. But even my sister, no reason at all. I have no clue. No clue. She won't speak to me. Nothing bad ever even happened between me and her either, you know what I mean? Like nothing went down. We never got into no fights. It was, I don't know what happened. I just got a weird family. And I know everybody has a different family story, and there's like no such thing as the perfect family, you know what I mean? But one thing that, from what I've seen, that separates my family from any family I've ever seen is they don't stick together. My family does not stick together. Absolutely not. They're not one of those family overall type of families. They don't stick together. They will throw you under the bus, stab you in the back, cut you out of their life, and not speak to you again for 10 years. My grandpa didn't speak to his brother. Like, when I was a little kid, my grandpa's mom died, my great-grandma. And him and his brother got into a fight over the estate. And that's when I was like 8 years old. And I guess his brother lived another 10 years or so somewhere and died. He didn't even go to his brother's funeral. Never spoke to his brother again after that. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize that was abnormal growing up. That's just kind of the vibration, you know? But of course, my family for a little bit was real tight until my grandparents started passing away. My grandmother passed away when I was 16, you know? Up until then, though, the family was pretty tight. You know, had get-togethers every Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And then that switched at some point when my grandparents started dying, you know? First, my grandma died, then that was like the glue that held the family together. And the little bitty thread that was holding the family together was my grandfather. And he passed away when I was 23. And then the family just shattered after that, you know what I mean? So that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I don't know, that's just how my family is. Haven't seen or spoken to my sister since, 2015? I think that's about the last year that I saw any of them. That was the year that I ended up going homeless, you know? I ended up going homeless. Went homeless and lived under a bridge and ate out of a trash can for the last half of that year. And I haven't seen any of them since then. Haven't seen any of them, you know? Got up, started walking. I went from being homeless to a homeless shelter to a one-bedroom and started working my way back up from that period. And I haven't seen or spoken. The only person I've spoken, well, a few of them have come around and are friends with me on Facebook now. So I've kind of loosely spoken to a couple of them, you know what I mean? But I haven't seen any of them since 2015. I'm gonna go see my mom next week. So that should be interesting. That should definitely be interesting. Toxicity is prevalent in the family, no reason. Yeah. See, that's me, man. People come to me and ask me for advice on this stuff, and I always make a disclaimer. You know, if you come to me for especially a personal reading and it's real deep about a toxic family situation, I always have to give a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is, if you're looking for sympathy, I'm not the one to come to. You know what I mean? Because I very much believe, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a damn. I don't give a shit if you're my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. I don't care. If you're a toxic fuck, bye. Deuces. I don't need you in my life. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer in that. So I always have to give that disclaimer. If I seem to be coming across kind of cold and distant and detached when it comes to this subject matter, that's just me. I'm a huge believer in, I don't believe that just because somebody has the same blood as you means that they can treat you however the fuck they want. No. Oh no. We got blood and what's that mean? That don't mean nothing. So I'm supposed to just subject myself to this toxic horse shit just because we have blood? No. That's me, you know what I mean? But I also am a big believer in, if it's possible, and that means energetically assessing things, to clear karma. That's what I'm doing, you know? That's definitely what I'm doing. That's why I decided to heal things with my mom, you know? That's why I decided to heal things. Because I see that it's possible. I feel the potential there, you know? I feel the potential there to be able to heal and you know, clear any negativity, and you know what I mean? That makes sense? But if I can't do that, you know, if you got some karmic type situations, which with pretty much most of my family it is, most families are very karmic in nature. Or if they're not, they become karmic, you know what I mean? I'll cut the contract. Cut it. You know, and that's an energetic thing that you have to do too, you know. Energy transmutation. You have to take the energy, sit with it, flip it around, transmute it into something different, you know. Yep. Yep, absolutely. But anywho, boom, 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 boom. What's up, people? So anyway, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun though. We're actually looking forward to it. Looking forward to going to Florida. Looking forward to it. Well, hopefully if it's not thunderstorming, we're looking forward to renting some jet skis and going out on we're going on kind of dinner cruise type thingy, where we have dinner on a boat, you know. So anyway, so yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Anybody else got anything cool coming up this week? Anybody? Yeah. I just want to get the flight process over with, you know? I was telling Leah, I don't like the airport process. Airports are, I just don't like them. I don't like them, you know? I just don't like that whole process. What part of Florida? Clearwater, I believe? I keep forgetting to look. I keep forgetting to even, I think it's Clearwater. Clearwater, I believe. Don't quote me on that. That sounds, it's either Clearwater or something close to that. Place I've never been. I've never been before. Like I said, as a kid, I used to go every spring break. Every spring break we would go when I was a kid. And we would go and stay in Fort Myers. Again, what the hell's so special about Fort Myers? I don't know, but that was where my grandparents liked to go stay. They liked that little beach, and there was this little hotel. And thinking back, it was kind of an interesting, strange hotel too. But right there on the beach, a little hotel right there on the beach they like to stay at. Buyers, closed shops. Florida ain't playing that bullshit, so. Yeah, sorry you're going through that. But yeah, Florida ain't playing that bullshit, so it's gonna be all good there. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm just not looking forward to the humidity, dude. I'm a little bit nervous about that humidity. A little bit nervous, man. A little bit scared, I ain't gonna lie. A little bit scared. I'm gonna bring some extra clothes too. I'm gonna bring some extra clothes, you know, just in case. Man, well, we go walking around somewhere and I get all sweaty and nasty. I might need to change, you know? But yeah, I'm getting used to this heat here. But like I said, man, this feels like home here. Feels like home. We heard back from the mortgage people, and it was actually a much better, I can't give you all the details because Leah's the one that talked to him, but it was like way better, you know, than what I expected, than what I thought it was going to be, you know? So we do got to work on my credit though. My credit sucks. It's no good. I have been over the past 2 years now, I've been cleaning up some of the messes that I made, my trail of destruction that I made on my journey, you know? Made a lot of messes. Made a big old bunch of messes. Got a big old trail of shit behind me, you know, and I've been cleaning it up bit by bit. My credit's the next thing. And a couple little things left. My credit's the next thing. And I got shit in so many different states, dude. I got shit from Arizona, shit from Maine, you know, that I So like, yep, you get started on your credit now. By the time we are ready to actually go out, shopping for the home, then it could be a lot better, But anywho, am I considering buying my house? Not this one, no. No, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. This ain't a bad little house, but we want more. We want more land. This right here is a beautiful home, gorgeous. This is an absolutely gorgeous house, but it's just the yard and the land is too small, and the neighbors are too close. Beautiful, gorgeous neighborhood too. Absolutely beautiful neighborhood, And super, super cool neighborhood. It's a real safe neighborhood too. That's the cool thing. You walk around, so quiet, quiet, peaceful, beautiful, all different kinds of people in the neighborhood, all different kinds. You see all the different religions and all different kind of races and all different types of people and all the houses are really big. It's just super gorgeous. The only thing that we don't like is the yard's too small. We want more land, So we're kind of thinking, we don't really have an area picked out in mind, but maybe like out in the Summerlin area. We love Henderson. Henderson's nice, but I had this intuitive feeling it's saying the Summerlin area out there, So anyway, you never know what universe is going to have in mind, though. Yeah, nice culture mix. Yeah. It's definitely a mixture neighborhood that we live in. Definitely, absolutely. This is Vegas. It's a big melting pot of everything you see here. You go down to Vegas. Of course, there's a lot of tourists here too, but I would feel very safe saying that a huge number of people that live here aren't from here. Not everybody, but a huge number of the people come here from other places. So you got all fucking nationalities, dude, because this place is so famous. You got you name it, man. There's people here from every fucking walk of life. Every walk of life. Yup. Is this expensive? No, it's not. It's fucking cheap to live here, dude. Cheap as hell. This house sold for like a half, if not a third, what it would sell for where I'm from. Oh yeah. I'm like, damn. This is where I'm from. This is no less than $1 million home where I'm from. I think it's sold for like 400,000. Shit's cheap here, dude. Dirt ass, diddly dirt cheap. My rent is $3,000 a month, though. That is my rent. Rent alone is $3,000 a month. Some people have said that sounds reasonable. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. So, but no. This is Henderson too. And this is one thing I didn't know, because I didn't know shit about Vegas before we moved here. Apparently, if people find out you live in Henderson, they just assume you have money. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is like the rich people's end, I guess. I never connected those dots and put two and two together. But like when we went and saw the comedy show, the comedians they were picking on Leah because she dressed up and got a little sparkly dress, looking fine as hell, dude. And the comedians could not leave Leah alone. Ooh, look at the foxy lady over here. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? And then they come over and pick on me. Oh, who's this guy right here? Oh, we're gonna hit on your girlfriend, dude. I'm laughing my ass off. You know what I mean? But they're like, oh, okay, so y'all, where are y'all from? We're like, we're locals. They're like, oh, locals, where at? And we said, Henderson. Oh, Henderson, yeah, you got money. Your outfit probably costs more than everything I own, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, is that what people think? Because that's what the comedians were like, thinking, oh, look, these people over here have money, pointing at us. And it kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable, a little bit, but I know it's a comedy show, and they were just, that got me thinking, is that what people assume about you when they find out you live in Henderson? They just assume that you have money, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea, But so maybe depending on where you live in Vegas, it can be more expensive. But from what I've heard, it also depends on what you want to do too. It also depends on what you want to do, where you want to live, Do I prefer Arizona or Vegas? Well, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go back to Arizona. I probably would. Mm-hmm. I don't know though. We've just been here. Just being here for the amount of time that we've been here, somehow it's grown on me. Somehow it's grown on me, you know? So, yeah. I'd probably, if I had a choice, if we had a choice of a nice home, we'd probably go back to Arizona. It's because of the way things are there, you know? The way things are there. Thank you for the positive feedback. What's your name? I can't even pronounce your username. I appreciate the positive feedback, though. Thank you. Anyway, though. Anywho. But no, I really think it depends on where you go in Vegas. It depends on where you're at. It's a pretty good sized city here, you know. It may be more expensive. I don't know what expensive is anymore. I don't know because I don't look at money the way I used to. This is probably like way more expensive than anything I ever could have dreamed of living in, probably. If I think. I'm trying to think of what I used to, because back, man, where I'm from, $600 a month was expensive to me back in the day when I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? In Louisville. $1,000 a month was just like, oh my God, just whoa, that's just too expensive. That's just, you know what I mean? $1,000 a month. That's just whoa. Oh my God, that's just astronomical. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, fuck, I wish my rent was $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? That'd be nice. Shit, dude. That'd be diddly dirt cheap. $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? I pay $3,000 here. But no, I've heard of some people who, of course, I don't know what you think expensive is. So it's really hard for me to answer that question. Whoever asked that. Depends on how you define expensive. Oh, so rented a cottage for a week on the Cape, $3,000 a week. Yeah, it is. That's pretty up there. Let's see, so that'd be like what, 12,000 a month? That's pretty up there. That's pretty up there. That's pretty up there, 12,000 a month. That's like basically my bills. That's like my bills. And I'm not here to just talk about like money and shit like that. I probably said more than I should have. Like that's one thing that I'm kind of sleepy. I need some more coffee. That's one thing I normally don't like talk about is like my finances and shit. But yeah, it might be, yeah. If you want to come to live in Vegas and you don't want somewhere that's too expensive, you might want to stay out of Henderson, maybe. But anyway, I'm gonna throw me another cup of coffee on here. I'll be right back, y'all. Hang on just a second. Oh, all right. It's getting ready. It's gonna make a bunch of noise in the background there. Where's wifey? She's in bed. She's still sleeping. She likes to sleep in. I'm an early bird. I've always been an early bird. Don't talk about much money. Yeah. I normally don't either. I don't know why that just slipped out of my mouth. I normally don't talk about finances and stuff like that. I mean, I don't give a damn. It's just one of those types of things that, for whatever reason, you feel like you're not supposed to. I don't even know why. I don't even care really if you know how much I make. I don't care if you know what I don't care. I don't give a shit. But for whatever reason, it's like a rule that you're not supposed to. And I just wasn't thinking, so my bad, y'all. Anyway, though. What was I saying, though? Oh, Leah's asleep. She likes to sleep in. I'm an early bird. I like to get up early in the morning, have my coffee. It's going slow. Come on, man. Is it afternoon where you are, Pamela? It's morning here. It's morning. Morning. Follow the rules. No, sometimes I accidentally forget the rules. Well, okay, so hold on a minute. I'm much different now about following rules than I used to. Like, I used to be a rebel without a cause. And I kind of think that's like in Aquarian DNA, is to be a rebel without a cause. But now, I think that's kind of stupid. I'm rebellious, but there's a cause, there's a reason. You know what I mean? Hang on. Yeah, I'm definitely not an arbitrary rebel. Trust me, if I'm rebelling against something, there is a reason. There is a system. It has a very specific, you know. I don't just rebel just to be defiant. I used to. Oh, I used to. Yes. But that's a waste of time, man. Rebellion can be very necessary depending on what you're rebelling against. But if you're just rebelling against opposition just for the sake of rebelling, it's kind of stupid, man. It's gotten me into a lot of trouble, and I could have taken that energy and focused it elsewhere and done something much more productive than just sticking it to the man out of pride. You know what I mean? I don't believe in that. If there's that's my thing. Okay, so this is another thing that Aquarians typically have a hard time with is authority. Yeah, and I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. I have a huge problem with authority. However, again, I'm more systematic behind it. Like, okay, first of all, what type of do you actually have authority over me? Do you have authority over me? Number one. Number two, whatever rule it is that I'm following, explain to me why I have to follow it. You know what I mean? Explain to me like the safety or the prevention measures or whatever it is. Like, I need to be able to understand why I have to follow this rule. If it don't make no fucking sense, and you're basically just telling me to do something just to have authority over me, fuck you. No. That's where I have a big problem. That's where I have a big, huge problem. I need to be able to understand the logic and the reason behind what it is that I'm having to follow. You know what I mean? And do you have authority over me? You know what I mean? You ain't got no authority over me. Who the fuck are you? Oh, I have a hard time with that. Like when I work day jobs, you know, there's always that person who thinks they can boss you around just because they've been there longer than you. Whoo, shooey dooey Louie, my blood would boil. You know? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. But like I said, I'm not a rebel without a cause. If I'm rebelling against something, you bet your ass there's a cause. There's a reason. There is a reason, because I know there's some people watching me who just follow rules. Just follow rules. Just what is there a rule? Okay, I'm gonna follow it, you know. I'm gonna tell you what right now. There are forces out there that depend on people like you. Who just follow rules. It doesn't need to make sense. It's a rule, I'm gonna follow it. People like you are the reason why so many of our liberties have been stripped away here over the past year or so. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna back away from that path right there. But yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna get some incense lit. Hang on. All right. I have an abundance of incense, yo. Do. Yeah. I love this little coffee table. We took it up here from downstairs. Glass top. I just wish you could see it behind me in the videos. You can't because my big fat ass blocks it. But it's like right directly behind me now. But anyway, get the smells going. Yeah. Yep, gotta get them good vibes in the air. Do I believe in twin flames? Yeah, I believe in twin flames. And I also believe in trauma bonds. Those are two totally different things. Absolutely. But I don't think the twin flame connection is what a lot of people think that it is. And I think we need to rename it. I think we need to name it something else because there's way too much confusion about what the connection is, what its purpose is. I've come up with my, in a nutshell, explanation of the twin flame connection. Okay? So, there is a very specific group of us, pretty big, 100, 200,000, a big bunch of us, who are here on the planet doing one thing and one thing only. And that is raising the frequencies of the planet and the people on the planet. Okay, and every one of us has a different way of doing it, a different job. Okay, but almost every one of us has to hold a specific frequency. Okay, your average human can only vibrate up to a certain limit. Okay, because part of being a human involves your frequency being lowered. Your frequency has to be lowered in order to survive in this thick, dense human body. It can't vibrate too high or the human body can't handle it. Okay, matter of fact, a lot of light workers who come in here, not everyone, but a lot of them, your first attempt at coming in, your mom miscarried, right? Me too, yeah. Not everyone, but, so, having said that, all the old vibrational baggage that we basically have to carry in order to survive in human form, we've been carrying it since fucking birth, since childhood. You know what I mean? Is when we have to experience these traumas and whatnot to keep our frequency low, thick, and dense, so we can survive in this dimension. Your frequency has to be low. Anyway, two twin flames come together. Your average human can only vibrate up to a certain limit, or around there at that limit. You know, raising frequency. Two twin flames come together. It triggers that cap to pop off. And whether you want to or not, no matter how hard you try to control it, you regurgitate, and all this old vibrational baggage comes bubbling up to the surface, and you just like barf it out, you know, essentially. That's what it's meant to do. And it can be very fucking ugly. It's meant to be extremely intense. The most intense connections, you know, among the most intense connections you can feel in human form. You know, there's no way to block it out. You can't run from it. You can't just put your walls up and make it go away. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And it triggers the release of all this old vibrational baggage, or enough to where it comes bubbling up to the surface, whether you want it to or not. And then, once you've released enough of your old vibrational baggage and it's bubbled up to the surface and it's come out, now you and your twin are vibrating at the next frequency. And that's it. Now it doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. That's the only purpose behind the connection. Now everywhere you go, your frequency is affecting every fucking person around you. Theirs is too. Kind of like a guitar. If you take a guitar and you pluck one of the strings and just let it ring, bing, and you just sit there and stare at it, the strings next to it will start ringing too, because the frequency of that string affects the strings around it. Same thing with you. You walk into a crowded mall, your frequency is affecting everyone around you. Another reason why they want to keep us separated, 6 feet distance right now. Think about that. Think about that. That's the reason why. That's the fucking reason why. There's too many light workers on the planet. I'm gonna back away from that, but that's the purpose of the twin flame connection. I personally, this is just my opinion, is that it should be renamed. I don't even think that's a very good title. I don't like twin flame. Like, it has nothing whatsoever to fucking do with romance. But see, the problem is that we humans, we think romance is the most important thing in this life. We put romance at the tip top of our priority list, and it influences every fucking decision we make. Every decision we make. From the house that we buy, to the clothes we wear, the car that we're driving. Even the money that we make. Every single decision that we make, the underlying question is always, am I attractive? Am I sexy? How does the sex that I want to attract perceive me? That's always the underlying question in the subconscious pit of our mind. It influences every single decision that we make and it's built the entire society that we've constructed, that energy. So because we function this way, then a lot of times the other side will dress up some of the most important connections as romantic connections, because that's all we fucking pay attention to. But not every twin flame connection is dressed up as a romantic, not every one of them. I've heard reports of twin flames who are both married to other people. They're both married to other people, and they're both faithful to their partners, to their husbands and wives, but they still hang out from time to time. Now, we'll go hang out, maybe have a coffee, not do nothing wrong, completely platonic, But I'm sure that some traumatic frequencies could bring two twin flames together. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no, I'm trying to think of the best way to come up with a blanket statement for it, but there really isn't one that covers every single twin flame and every connection and all that and whatnot. But yeah, we got too many people being hung up on trying to be involved romantically with their twin when the purpose was already served. It was already served. Like, you come together, some twins can work it out and stay together, and a lot of them can't. The connection's too fucking intense. It's way too intense, man. It penetrates deeper than anything that we thought we knew about our ego emotions, as far as romance and whatnot. That's an ego-based mechanism. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's bad, but it, like, the twin flame connection cuts straight through all that like a razor blade and grabs you straight by the soul. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. And it was built that way on purpose. It was built that way on purpose to raise your frequency and the frequency of your twin, or whatever you want to call it, Yep. And it is very much like a mirror image of you. Mirror image reflection of you. So that's where the name twin flame came from. It is very much like an identical twin energy, which is very fucking triggering. And think about this. Like, how many of you out there have a kid that's just like you? How many of you out there? I do. I'm gonna tell you what, my daughter, my youngest, she's my little twin, looks just fucking like me. Matter of fact, you can hold a picture of me and a picture of her up at 2 years old. If I can find it, I'll post it on social media. If I can find it, if I can remember. And you can't tell us apart. Identical. The only time she pisses me off is when she's being just like me. Is when I see me coming out in her. That's when I'm like, ugh. When we're faced with ourselves, that's the hardest person for you to face, is yourself. It's the hardest person for you to face. The hardest person for you to face is yourself. So especially in some other person, you're experiencing your, like, mirror image aura or energy or whatever you want to call it in another person, that's going to trigger the holy shit out of you. And it's supposed to. That's the point. That's the whole point. You. And I've heard, so I'm no twin flame expert by any means necessary. Anybody who wants all the information they can find, I would suggest go and look at Gold Ray Twin Flames. Okay, he passed away last year. R.I.P. Mel. But his channel is an absolute library when it comes to this type of stuff. It's a fucking library of information. And I'm no expert. I don't claim to be. But I'm pretty sure of the videos of his that I've watched. I'm like 99% sure that he's even stated that you can have this connection with more than one person, with more than one person, because there's different, does that make sense? That's not, I don't know what it is that everybody thinks the twin flame connection is about, but it seems like a lot of like twin flame groups and whatnot, they're really confused, because we keep trying to mix romance and spirituality together, From the spirit side, human romance is just a little kid's game. Just a little kid's game. It's cute, but it's not as important as we humans think that it is. But until we get up out of that way of thinking, that love, romance, and sex is the most important fucking thing in this life, until we get up out of that way of thinking, that's the way everything is constructed. That's the way the other side works, you know? That's what another thing that I like to call a bump contract, you know? When you start veering away from the general direction of the path, there is no right path, wrong path, but there is a general direction, you know? And you start veering away from your intended destination. And the other side is sending all kinds of shit to get your attention and put you back on path. And you're ignoring all of it. You ignore the signs, ignore the synchronicities, the synchronistic numbers, synchronistic events, the coincidences, and everything. What do you think the other side's going to do? The other side is going to send a lover. You want to get a human's attention? Send a lover. Any human. Because that's the way we're wired. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care if you're an Aries, Taurus, Virgo, or Libra. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, green. I don't care if you're gay, straight, or whatever else they got out there. You want to get a human's attention? Send a lover. That'll get your attention every fucking time, won't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Because that's the way that we've been so hardwired and brainwashed into thinking for so many decades. So that's what the other side will do a lot of times. And the other, don't ever underestimate the other side's ability to send a love interest or a potential lover or just a straight up relationship. And this person's energy will stick to you like fucking napalm. And then they cut out and separate. Now, this person's energy is all over you, dragging you down the path that you need to be on. Mm-hmm. I call it a bump contract because it's meant to bump you back on track. You know? It's happened to all of us a million times. You know, if we can pull ourselves up out of, you know, the PTSD or the emotional triggers of some things that have happened to us, and you really pop away from it and look back, that makes perfect sense, that connection. And how it led me to here. You know what I mean? You can do that if you choose to pop away from your own emotions and look at it for what it is, you know. The other side does it all the time. It's happened to me many times. I guarantee you it's happened to you many, 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 many times. You know, you'll experience a connection that the whole plan from the get-go was to come together and separate. And that in and of itself basically hog-tied you with a blindfold on and drugged you down the path you needed to be on and then released you and let you go. Some people understand it and some people don't, you know. Some people get back up, they're on the right path now, but now they're still pissed off about that past person that hurt them when the intention from the get-go was never to come together and be together in a relationship. That was never the plan. It was never the plan, you know what I mean? But until we start opening our eyes and waking up and becoming more intelligent about energy, how it behaves, how it functions, and developing that relationship with the universe, then that's just what we're gonna deal with. That's what the other side, it's the way the other side works, you know? So, yep, it hurts. It's supposed to. That's the point. It's not intended to hurt out of meanness, but that hurt is what influences us. That pain and that suffering is what influences us to make some of the biggest decisions we need to make. You know, if you're happy and you're comfortable, you're just gonna sit on your ass and not do nothing. Why would you get up and move? Why would you get up and do anything if you're happy and comfortable? You have a mission. You have a job to do. And it's very fucking important. You think universe is gonna let you get comfortable? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Universe gonna put you through some of the most bullshit ass situations, light a fire up under your ass, put you through hell. Because if you're comfortable, you're not gonna move. You'll never get your job done. See what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Make sense? Thank you, Mystic Twinkles. Appreciate it. It makes sense, though. Are some of the lights starting to pop on now? Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm no better than you. I didn't just wake up and pull that information out of my ass. How do you think I learned that? Mm-hmm. I've been through some things that I would not wish on my worst enemy. Oh, no. Yep. Because I had a job to do. And I still have a job to do. I still have a job to do. And every last one of you has a job to do too. Some of you out there got jobs that are so big that I couldn't even wrap my mind around, you know? Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Positively. So, does that make a little bit more sense now? I don't even know how I got trailed off into that right there, but that's the point of these chats right here, is to be educational, spiritually educational and informative, you know? Spiritually educational, you know? They aren't always, but it was that, whoever that was that asked if I believed in twin flames. Thank you for that question, because that sparked a cool, you know, lecture, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. One of these days, I eventually would like to be able to get into public speaking. I think that'd be cool. Eventually. I've been having the feeling that that's, I'm not going to say that's like where my career is headed, but that's definitely on the horizon, I think. Somewhere out there. I don't know when, but I have a feeling that public speaking is going to be at least maybe a branch off of my career, you know? Public motivational speaking, something like that. That'd be kind of scary, man. That'd be kind of nerve-wracking, you know? It's nothing to sit in front of a camera, and I see the numbers, you know, right now. And actually, you know, compared to like a lot of tarot card readings that I do right now, I got a teeny weeny, itty bitty, teensy weensy little audience, 60 people, 57 people. You know, but if I had 57 people in real life, it'd be like, whoa, woo, that'd be a little bit of a crowd, you know? You know what I mean? I get on there and I do, you know, my videos live, and anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people show up, and it's nothing. But man, if you're in front of that many people in real life, you'd be singing a different tune, wouldn't you? Oh yeah. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be doing that eventually, you know? I'm not into public speaking, me neither. But I know that that's one of those things that for me would be incredibly this was uncomfortable for me at one point, you know? I was explaining to somebody last night in a personal reading who asked me about their career and whether or not they should keep pursuing their passion for their career. And I went on my lecture about how failure is an illusion, you know, because once you get on the path towards success in any aspect in life, whether it's career or whatever, there is you're on that path, there is no such thing as failure. What most people think failures are universe putting you through learning tests, learning experiences, you know? Like I said, I spent about a year and a half, very intentionally manifesting being self-employed. This is the way it turned out. I never could have dreamed it in a million years that it would turn out the way that it did, being a tarot card reader on fucking YouTube. That's nowhere near the direction that I was going. I was doing network marketing, you know, and built a couple of different businesses that crashed and burned. And one of them, I got on a network marketing team, a team of network marketers that had one main dude who was the founder of the team. Y'all may have I shared him on my community tab? His name's Eric Goodlife Johnson. I think I may have shared him on my community tab. I might have, I don't remember. But he's the tall black dude with the big beard, you know, and he's always like on the beach and shit or whatever. But anyway, he was the founder of he was the owner of the team, and I was just one of the people on the team. And he had like a training course, and one of the things that I had to learn doing this network marketing was how to present yourself on camera, how to brand yourself, and little tips and tricks to grab an audience's attention and hold it on video, you know? It was one of the many things that I learned when I was carving out my pathway towards being an entrepreneur and being self-employed on the internet. One of the many things that I had to learn. You know, I'm no stranger to putting videos on the internet. A lot of you know this, and I've got video content on the internet floating around from fucking 10 years ago, you know? But it wasn't until I started actually going towards being self-employed that I learned some little tips and tricks about how to actually grab an audience's attention and hold it, you know? So when I built that business, it crashed and burned. Was that a failure? Or did I learn something? Was the universe saying, okay, I got some things for you to learn because I got your success for you over here. But there's some shit you need to learn first before you get over here. You see what I'm saying? Know what I mean? So it was very uncomfortable for me. Extremely uncomfortable. Now it's second nature. It's nothing at all to sit and go live on camera, and sit and blab and nothing. It's nothing at all. It's actually, and I know that this is horrible, and this is I should probably look at changing this, but it's gotten to the point to where this is more comfortable than meeting people in person. I know that's not good. People say, oh, that's not good. You should be able to connect with people. But like when I have like subscribers recognize me on the streets, it scares the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I am very friendly. I'm not rude. I am very, very friendly. I'll take a picture with you if you want, but I'm shaking. I'm like, it freaks me out. It scares the shit out of me every time. Every time. It never fails, dude. Never fails. It scares the hell out of me. But I know that if that scares me, that's something that I need to jump headfirst into that and start being more social. Because I'm very antisocial. Ask Leah. I'm incredibly fucking antisocial. Very antisocial. I'm very much a loner, hermit, I'm not the social butterfly, But again, that doesn't mean that if you see me out somewhere that I won't be friendly with you. But just in general, every day, whatever, I'm very to myself. Very to myself. And this right here on video is the most talking you will ever see me do. In everyday real life. If let's just say, for example, I was hanging out with you somewhere out in public or whatever. I'm quiet. I'm very quiet. I'm the person that's just going to kind of sit there and observe everybody and watch and observe and study people, I'm quiet. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what point I don't think I was getting to a point there, but somebody said they're not into public speaking. I'm not either. It scared the holy shit out of me. But I know that that's something that I would probably have to do for a while before it became comfortable. You know what I mean? Social anxiety, yep, I do too. Big time social anxiety. But again, that tells me that that's something that I need to conquer and face. If I have social anxiety, well, I should work on being more social, And I have been over the past, and it takes a while. If I go inside and I say, okay, well, I have social anxiety, that's a problem. That's not cool. It's not a good thing. So I have one or two choices. Stay in my little comfort zone, my little comfort bubble of being socially anxious and nervous and, or get out and be uncomfortable for a little bit and be social so I can overcome that. You know what I mean? Whenever we identify a challenge, it is our responsibility to say, oh, okay, that's a problem. I need to work on getting over that. How do I get over that? Go out and socialize. So I do. Well, I don't go out and socialize, but when me and Leah are in public, if some random person starts up small talk, I hate that. Oh, I hate it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying any of you guys, if you see me out somewhere and you tell me who you are, please do that, okay? Because if you don't tell me who you are and you just walk up and start trying to talk to me and shit like that, I get kind of irritated. But then I work and I practice, starting a conversation with people I don't know, and it's uncomfortable, but I'm working on getting over it. You know what I mean? And I do it on purpose. Because I didn't used to do that. I used to be very rude back in the day. I used to be a real rude motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Because I don't like random people I don't know talking to me, But now I've been working on that. And it's getting easier. It's getting easier and easier and easier, Getting easier and easier. So, yeah. Have a great support system. Yeah. And boy, I'm gonna tell you what, social anxiety to live in Las Vegas, you might want to get over that shit. If you have social anxiety and you live in Vegas, you might want to start working towards getting over it because it's gonna make it fucking worse, dude. You can't go nowhere in Vegas without being around a crowd of people. Not really, and not even the parks, downtown. Oh, dude. Oh, downtown, man. On the weekend, man, it will. Especially if you're an empath, well, I don't like to use the word empath, but because everybody's empathic, it's just whether or not you have your walls up. So if you're one of those like empathic people who don't know how to shield, oh man, I'm pretty good at shielding. I go downtown on the weekend and just walk up and down the strip, and it feels like I just ran a marathon. By the time I come back home, I'm like, nah, you know? Oh man, I can't stand downtown during the weekend. Ooh. No, during the week it's not that bad. Not that bad during the week. It's still kind of crowded though. There's still always people down there. Like I guarantee you, a Tuesday morning, you could go down there and eat at that restaurant at the Paris place. I forget what it's called. A little French restaurant. Me and Leah like. It's still crowded. No man, Tuesday morning you can still, you know what I'm saying? You're still surrounded by people, but no, and it's not as bad as the weekend. You know. The Venetian, yeah, I believe that's where I proposed to Leah, I think it was at the Venetian. Doesn't really matter where you go. It doesn't matter, man. But yeah, sometimes, and I don't fight against it, but Leah, like there will be times where I'm just really not feeling it. And Leah's like, babe, let's go out to eat. I want to go downtown. I'm like, oh. But we do it anyway, you know. We'll do it anyway. Because I know, I'm like, okay, well, if it makes me feel uncomfortable, I need to work on it, you know? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I think my spirituality and creative hermitage keep me from being social a lot. Yeah, that's the, that is one of the catch-22s to being like a starseed, or you know what I mean, is most of the time you like, especially even if you're not a starseed, you know, but anytime you begin to spiritually awaken, that's one of the first things you want to do is withdraw yourself. And honestly, that's the last thing you need to be doing. You know what I mean? Because the whole point, especially if you're a starseed volunteer, the whole point is to get you out mingling, getting your energy around people, to raise the frequencies. You know, there's nothing worse than a spiritual person who just, oh, I'm all spiritually enlightened, and I just go, poof, just go separate myself, you know, and I'm just all alone, and I think I'm better than everybody. The fuck? You're supposed to be helping raise the frequencies of the planet. You know what I mean? And I get it. I totally get it, dude. Man, I don't want to be around nobody. You know what I mean? I don't like going and intermingling with sheep. But I have to. You know what I mean? We have to go out there and you don't even have to do anything. That's the thing, too. That's the thing. It probably helps if you like intermingle with people, but all you gotta do is walk through a crowded place and your frequency is affecting everybody around you, everybody you come in contact with. Yep, and that's the whole point. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But we don't want to. Because this dimension, this planet is so foreign. You know, and unlike the long-term humans who have been here for millions of lifetimes on the karmic wheel, playing games, trying to work out karma, you know, having crazy experiences and just playing this game for the hell of it for fucking millions of years. Unlike them, we're not from here. You know, they're used to this game. We're not. So it's like, man, fuck this game. Fuck this dimension. Fuck this world. I don't like this shit. Well, you weren't supposed to like it. That's not why you came here. That's not why you came here. You know, it's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. That was the whole point of creating this game, this human 3D game. It was supposed to be intense. That's the whole purpose. The whole point of this game. That's why so many entities come here and play this damn game. You know what I mean? So, yep. We've got time for me to get out of here in a few, though, y'all. Coming up on an hour. I'm trying to think of what I want for breakfast. I don't know. Anyway, though, thanks for tuning in for another Saturday chat, y'all. Appreciate it. I'm not sure if my kids are up yet. I got to go check and see if they're awake and if they're hungry, and got to feed the kiddos, but Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will, more than likely, I have one personal reading. Well, I don't know how many I have for the day, but I have one printed out over there that has to be done before 3:30. I'm going to try to think of something creative to do on my main YouTube channel. But other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, all right?